I came here today to inspire you to go spend 50 hours learning through reading books, watching videos, downloading PDFs. I don't know how you learn. I came here today to inspire all of you to spend 50 more hours, whether you know this like Steve, but he should know more, because if I needed to know more, he needs to know more. Or you completely dismiss this because you're fucking stubborn and you think you can beat a tidal. This is a fucking tidal wave. Do you know what happens when you try to stand up to a tidal wave? I'm finding a surfboard and riding it to the sunset. You think you're tough and you're gonna get fucking annihilated. Please go put in the 50 hours of work of learning. Please download every fucking one of these apps. Start tasting them and learning it. Get over your fears. Nobody's fucking opinion named Johnny Pants 49 who says you're ugly should stop you from fucking winning your life. The Craigslist thing is crazy. Literally anybody on welfare I think could become wealthy just by having a phone. Carry this shit on the bus. If you're broke, grab this, go on the bus, sit on the bus like this, everybody's gonna look at you, be like, yeah, keep laughing, come home, do it, take a picture, and fucking post it on Facebook Marketplace, 15 bucks. Somebody's like, yo, I'll take your table, ding dong, yo, hello, here you go, sold. You just made, what are you doing with, and then somebody's gonna say, but damn, it's gonna take 40 minutes to go there, 40 minutes to take on the bus, 5 minutes to post, 7 minutes, I'm gonna be like, but what are you doing with your time anyway? But it's still the same game, which is you're either inside your own head or you're not, right? Like that feeds me as much as somebody who says I'm the best or I'm the GOAT and all that. They both feed me weirdly the same way. And I like it, and I really am trying to figure out how to teach kids that, because there's a lot of kids who aren't putting out great content, aren't enjoying themselves, aren't living, because they can't deal with temporary Jerry 55 saying that, you know, you're short, you're ugly, you're fat, you're stupid, you suck, fuck you. And I'm trying to figure out, why do I hear that and say two things, which is like, fuck, I feel bad for temporary Jerry, like why, like he must be in pain and like I'd like to become his friend and make him awesome. And two, fuck you temporary Jerry, motherfucker. I'm gonna fucking stick it in your fucking mouth and I can't wait till I meet you one day, temporary fucking Jerry, and you're gonna be like, yo, I'm temporary Jerry, I'm sorry.
Noted question. What is the truth about college for children?
Are you gonna pay for his college?
Yes, I am.
Well then take your 4-year vacation, bro. The college thing is very, very, very difficult for me. I wish I actually was a great student. I wish I went to Harvard because I think I could impact more people. I think most people think my point of view on college is because I was a shit student and went to a shit college and became successful. My point of view on college is based on unemotional math. We went through a 50, 60 year period where going to college was ROI positive, and we were in the era of corporations having the control. That does not exist. You need a degree for certain professions if he wants to be a doctor, lawyer. I understand all that. Will he become a well-rounded young man and like all the social things? Let him go tour fucking Europe for 3 months. He'll be way more well-rounded and worldly than sitting in a fucking dorm room playing fucking Call of Duty.
Thank you for that.
Listen,
that was like a game changer.
Listen, it's the point of this whole talk. If, like honestly, while I've got a lot of you listening, because this is a different feeling than on stage, listen to me. Nobody here is spending enough money or time on this thing. Nobody. If I'm not, you're not even fucking close. Nobody. There's so much for you to take, and I just think everybody's checking the box. You feel good that you're on it when you're with your other friends because you have a couple, like you justify things like I have 4,000 followers on Instagram. It means dick. Like you have to go all in. This is like, I can feel the regret building in my own body, and I'm like literally the leader of the whole fucking thing. So where the fuck are you? Please, please understand how big this is. Guys, Michael Jackson couldn't get plays on MTV until CBS really threatened to pull everybody off of MTV. Michael Jackson. I know that like it feels bad and there's all these things. It's better in life than ever now, not because we're better as people, but because the internet is decentralizing the world. All this cryptocurrency, Bitcoin stuff, everybody's in the craze, they're not being thoughtful. It's not about Bitcoin, it's about blockchain and what that technology means, which means I can sell you my home, one quick transaction on the blockchain, we both trust it, it's good, and none of the banks and all these people get their hands in our business.
Right.
Like, shit's going down. So go get yours. Like stop telling me you're gonna, or stop telling me like you got held back. If you have a smartphone, and guess what? All of you do. Well, then you have a studio in your pocket. If you're so good, spit your do I have to tell you about all the people that went and did car studio videos and put it on Instagram and are popping? Like, stop bullshitting. Now there's no more excuses. Knowing how to make money is always a good skill. Always. And I think it's time that we start having a bigger conversation of teaching people that, but everybody's too fancy. You're too fancy. It's true. People are fancy. Everybody likes to put founder in their Instagram profile like it means something. I could put basketball player in my fucking Instagram account. Doesn't mean I play in the NBA, motherfucker. And so that's the problem right now. We've romanticized something. It's very easy to say. You can't say you're a professional singer because everybody call you out. We can see it. You can't say you're a professional athlete, but you just put that word entrepreneur and co-founder and you are it, but you're not. You're renting that status. There's a big fucking difference between being an entrepreneur and being a successful entrepreneur. And unfortunately, we have confused the lines and it's putting people into really bad habits during an easy time. Just enough. Fucking enough. Like, living by somebody else's rules is a humongous mistake. I've just literally sat down with 5 people under the age of 27 and it's so fucking refreshing. It is so refreshing. If you have not jumped on the bandwagon of doing exactly what the fuck you want to do, which is skiing for the next 3 years or working at a job that's not what your parents want or what society wants, this video is just called enough. Enough. Make this little fucking 1-2 minute video, depends on when I finish, the piece of content that gets you to fucking stand up and take life by its throat. Do something. Stop being fucking scared. Stop letting the way you were raised, the fear as an offense, take that away. The kid that's sitting right now at a desk and saw this in a feed and you hate your fucking job, fucking enough. Stand up, get the fuck out of here and do you. Live your life. You got one fucking life. Do something about it. Philman, what's on your mind?
I want to know if it really is worth it in my world on the social media thing. So like go all in on YouTube, go all in on all the platforms.
Yes. Let me tell you why. Yes. Let me tell you why. It is grossly underpriced attention.
Yeah.
And it gives you the leverage.
Yeah.
Like, guys, this is financially viable to do the right thing. Like meaning, like if you're in a place where you can afford it, like do it. Like I don't know if you, like I have 17 people and I'm about to go. I mean, I just upped my Instagram ad spend by a multiple of 12. Like this is real. This is a moment in time. This is why I wrote Crushing It. Like I didn't write it, just write it. I wrote it because I'm like, fuck, the thing I believed 9 years ago, which I ended up being very right about, I'm actually still underestimating it. This is so fucking huge.
Yeah.
Like, I'm obsessed with eliminating excuses, right? Like, my whole game is about and, right? Like, my whole thing is that, I don't know if you've heard, but nobody gives a fuck about your feelings. Like, it's just real. It's really good to think that way because then you stop dwelling and complaining, and that's called defense. Here's the big punchline of all this, my friends. People don't want to work. Like, and let me tell you why you don't want to work from somebody who never did a single piece of homework from 6th grade on. You don't want to work because you don't like what you're doing. You don't, like, it's just real. Same themes. What matters, what doesn't. At the end of the day, I think like that has been one of the bigger separations for me in my career from the pack, and something that I would really, you know how I say like 99% of things don't matter? It's true. just 99% of you don't see it that way, and you focus on things that don't matter. And I think that that's something you should audit, and that's something I audit with myself all the time. Every year I get better at dropping things that don't matter. Things change too that used to matter don't matter. Things matter when you have a 2-year-old child that don't at 13. You can't parent a 13-year-old way you parented them at 2. So just a whole slew of 1 hour of this matters, this doesn't. Let's focus on what matters. Let's execute.
Your 60 seconds on why people can't really get past their fears.
My big thing is that people's fears are predicated on other people. You're allowing other people's opinions to dictate your life. The fear is being judged, right? You actually care about what your dad or mom or grandma or husband or wife or daughter or son is gonna say about you if you do this thing. But I will not allow them to dictate my behavior, because ultimately I don't wanna be mad at them or really have this pent up resentment. So many of you are gonna be resentful and blame somebody else besides yourself. It's your fault that you're not doing your thing. And so the reason I think it's happening is the judgment of others. It's the same shit from 4th and 5th grade that we develop, and a lot of it has to do with the parents that you had. And so I implore everybody to understand you only have one life, and it's much better to live it for yourself than somebody else.
400 trillion to 1.
That's it, baby.
Appreciate it.
Listen to me. I'm going crazy right now on Twitter. Probably post like 17 posts. It's the same thing. My face red, and all it says is "and?" ? The level of excuses. You know, my parents did this. I grew up there. Their stuff sucks. Mine's better. Debt. You know, my boss fucking sucks, and he's suppressing me. The answer to everything is "and?" Like, what are you gonna do about it? And what the fuck are you gonna do about it? Right? Sitting and complaining does jack fucking shit. And so no matter what you tell me, you email me, you DM me, you spill everything, I got compassion, I got empathy. But after I absorb that and show you that I care, the answer is always gonna be, and the fuck are we gonna do about it?
You said that if you're living for weekends, you're not living.
If you live for weekends and vacations, your shit is broken?
Yeah.
And I believe that. Like, you know how many of my friends, it breaks my heart, my friends like live for Friday night.
Yeah.
Like, they know they get the week, like Monday morning's the worst. Sunday night, I'm like chomping. I'm like a fighter before a fight, like in the dressing room. Like, I can't, like, I try to go to sleep early on Sunday because I can't wait for Monday because I get to put my jersey on. Like 50% of your entire life is predicated on what you do at work. Like, it's just a huge percentage of one's life I can't wrap my head around with the internet. This is not your grandpappy's life. Yeah. We have the internet. You can make shit happen. You can build businesses or side hustles. I just don't understand why people relegate into losing mentality and just thinking they can't. You can't because you want to be on the bowling team or softball or play video games. That's why you can't. There's plenty of time. Get shit done.
Just got off the phone with Gary B. He told me to go harder. Get that money, make it backflip.
I think a lot of people are staying in jobs for 1 or 2 years after they realize the job sucks or is not for them 2 or 3 weeks in. And I think the reason they're doing that is they're worried that it's gonna look bad on their resume. And I just don't think that's as real as people think in today's environment. I just don't know what else to say. To me, the way I look at it is, number one, if a company looks at your resume when you submit it and sees that you only work somewhere for 2 months and that eliminates you, you probably don't want to work for that company. Number two, if you get in the door, you can just explain that you used your self-awareness to recognize it wasn't a good fit, or you undercovered this or that or the other thing, or you were sold a bag of goods that weren't real. Just the thought of people in their 20s wasting 2 years because they want their resume to not look awkward to then get another job at a place that would judge you on that resume just feels like one big shit circle. So, recommendation of the day, don't overthink it. Like, if the job sucks, bounce. It's not gonna really fuck up your resume in the world that we're actually living in.